coming to you live from the It's Funny Studios. I'm Doug.
I'm Greg.
And this is Mike.
And this is the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast. Hey, welcome everybody to the show. Here we go again.
Woohoo!
It's hard to believe it's been a week.
It is hard to believe.
Yeah, as the date of this recording, it is National Bikini Day, and I'm glad to see Mike in his bikini. That was
was
very
good.
nice.
That's nice of him. Does it have a tucking?
I'm not asking those questions.
Do you want me to stand up?
No, please. Please do not stand up.
Well, we got to the fourth. Do you have all your digits?
I have all of them.
Well,
I have
count.
all 9.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Oh, 10. All right. How are we doing? Everybody doing good?
Yeah, doing all right.
All right. Well, I'm going to get us started off here. I think right up front, you said Mike and Greg's got something, and then we're going to talk bidets and bathroom etiquette. There's a reason for that. We'll get into that. And then over in the UK, there's a charity that wanted they're changing the name of some women parts to be less offensive. But is it? We will find out. They may have made it way worse.
Maybe.
And then we have would you say a plethora of stupid criminals?
Or would it be a few? Is it
Well,
more than three?
It's more than 3. So
Although I said a few was more like 4.
we got 5 or 6. So
I'd go with the plethora.
a plethora of stupid criminals.
There's some variety in there, too.
There is some variety
in the stupidity of the criminal.
Yes, there is variety.
So, Mike, why don't you kick us off here?
All right. Well, I think about this every summer, but I'm going to do it again because people keep doing it. So I will continue to gripe until the awareness is raised on this issue. Use the sidewalk. That's my gripe. No one uses the sidewalk. They walk or bike in the middle of the street all the time, 24/7.
Yes, they do.
And it is so frustrating.
You know, if you run over a couple of them, that'll stop that. That'll put an end to it.
For me personally, yes,
he'll
it
be
will
in jail.
Be. Yes. I will never be
Leave
bothered
them
by
laying
anyone
out
on the
there
sidewalk.
as an example for the rest of them.
It's just like, come on. Every time I go through my neighborhood, it never fails.
Now, is
could
it primarily bikers or is it walkers as well?
Equally offend. I mean, both of them equally offend just as much. So it could be 5 o'clock in the morning. It could be 11 o'clock at night. It doesn't matter. Anytime I come home through my neighborhood, there's somebody, at least one person, always in the middle of the street. What are you doing in the middle of the street?
We have people in our street too, but we don't have sidewalks in my neighborhood. So
see, my neighborhood has got 2 sidewalks on either side of the street. You pick. Whatever sidewalk fits your fancy.
they're picking the street.
That doesn't count. That's
okay.
not an option. I don't get it. I really don't. And I mean, I could see if somebody was coming one way, people are coming the other way, but just go in the right of way. Stand in between the curb and the sidewalk until you pass each other, whatever. No, and I always look, no one is coming the other way when the offender is in the street. The sidewalk is perfectly open. You can be on the sidewalk whenever you want. That's what they're there for.
Do you yell at them?
I really want to.
Okay, I'm just curious.
And if they don't start doing it, I might have to because it is frustrating.
You might have to go to Facebook and put your gripe out there with a birthday cake
I was
avatar.
Maybe
That'll get the results.
That will.
Maybe more avocado background. I'll have to play around with it because I do like the birthday cake.
See which
option.
works the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't put a bicycle or a jogger.
Well, no,
Oh,
that
no.
makes too much
Yeah,
sense.
that would be
That
practical.
makes too much
Yeah.
sense.
Well, go ahead. I'm
No, I
sorry.
was going to say, the worst example of this I have. In my neighborhood, when you enter, you have to take a couple curves to get to my street. And the curves are right along houses, and people like to park along the curve. So it's already frustrating enough as it is getting there. Because inevitably, somebody else is driving the opposite way through the curve that I'm
Of course,
going.
always.
Always. It doesn't help when there's little tiny frail old lady. She just walking in the street. She did have bright colors on, so I could see her. But she's walking through the middle of the curve around cars. She's 6-7 feet.
Did you go real slow and just get right behind her and just lay on the horn?
That's easy to get picked off there if you're out in the middle.
What
on
is?
a curve.
Tripped over her walker.
I just look up.
I've
No
fallen
one.
and I can't get up.
No one is on the sidewalk. It's like, you are a frail little tiny old woman. If anybody is not paying attention and hits you with their car because you're in the middle of the street, that could be bad.
See, now in her
Just use the
defense, she may
sidewalk.
not know she's out there.
Okay. I was under the assumption, you're right, that I guess she was with it, that she knows where she was going. I didn't think about that. But it's not just the little old lady age group or demographic.
No, it's not. It's not.
Anyway, it just drives me nuts. The sidewalks are there for a reason. To be walked on or biked on, whatever. Not in the middle of the street.
Oh no, the bikes own the road.
They do. They do.
Even though they pay no taxes for
Yeah.
the road. The people driving cars, I pay tax on my car, on gas.
Yeah.
But feel free to just take up the road with your stupid bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting exercise. Oh, good for you.
I experienced this yesterday. I was on Jefferson Street, and a man and a woman were on their bicycles right in the middle of the lane. You had to go around them. You had to go over double yellow lines
I'd have laid on the
to
horn.
get around them. And the guy he kept looking back, but just stayed out there.
Well, it's your fault, Greg.
Yeah.
It's your
for
fault.
having a car.
Yeah. What do you expect them to go on the sidewalk or get out of the way?
I know. Well, there's a bike lane where they're at.
Yes. That's even the
I would have yelled,
part.
use the bike lane. Use the bike lane. We spent tax dollars to put a bike lane in this stupid
There
town.
is literally, on Jefferson.
Yes.
There's on both sides of the road, there's bike lanes.
Yes. They should get a ticket for that.
Yeah. But no, they're out in the middle of the road. We're cars.
I did hear somebody on another podcast was griping about this, and they had a great, like he said, people like, we're out there, we like to exercise outside in the fresh air and the sun. Oh, okay. He said, you know what? I like to do sit-ups. So why don't I just go get in the 4-way intersection and start doing some sit-ups and some push-ups? I'm exercising. It's just good exercise outside, getting some sunshine. I like that.
Let me bring some equipment with me too. I'll set up a home gym outside.
I'm gonna be out there just getting the lane and just start using my dumbbells. Squats.
Do it like a traffic cop. Right?
Yeah.
Just turn around.
Let me get done with my set.
Yeah.
I'm only on 4.
Got a spin class out there.
Yeah. That's what it's going to be after a while.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of what it's like now with the bikes.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
that is a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
it just keeps getting worse. It really does.
It does.
Get off my road.
It's old man Mike. You done?
Yeah,
You
that's
done?
all.
You done venting?
Yeah.
All right. Well, mine's a throwback too. I think maybe I've talked about some of this before a little bit, but it's McDonald's.
You've never talked about
What?
McDonald's. It's a restaurant, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This gripe is McDonald's with a side order of Taco Bell.
Okay, I'm going to take a wager. I'm going to say this has to do with ordering in the app.
He ordered McDonald's and it was actually at Taco Bell.
That would be impressive. I'm not going to.
That
would
would
be.
be.
That would
I
be.
would actually be impressed with that. No, it's with McDonald's. It's the stinking drive-through again. So the other morning, I pulled up to the drive-through and I went to the East Peoria store, and it drives me insane when you pull up and that recording says, "Will you be using your app today?" I don't know whether to really answer it or not because it's a robot. And
They're not listening to you anyway, even if it's a person.
I
they're
just
not
go,
listening.
no.
Well, if I was using the app, why would I be in the drive-through lane?
Well, sometimes you can order on the app and then
People
pick up
were-
in the drive-through.
People were walking through the the big.
I was on my
parking
bicycle.
area, so yeah, you had to
But
go.
don't they have like a drive-up parking
Well, they
spot for
do,
the app?
but you can also
Yeah.
go through the drive-through. You can pick. But when you get there, it comes on. Will you be using your mobile app today? So I'm like, okay, no. And then the guy comes on and he says, please wait one moment. So I sit there. And then another car pulls to they didn't have it blocked, which was amazing. Then another car pulls up to the other one and I hear him talking to, and then he scoots on by. I'm sitting there.
I would have been furious.
waiting.
Well, you know what happened, right? He used the mobile app. He used
He probably
the app
did.
ahead of time.
That is so irritating.
Well, and then to add to that, it's a lady that's in the car in front of me now.
And we know how you don't like ladies, especially if they're driving.
Yes.
You don't think they should drive at all.
So I pull up to the window, and then something happens that you gripe about when we're at Morton.
Oh, no.
She gets her food at the second window, pulls forward, and is sitting at an angle kind of in front of the exit, and it looks like she got on her phone or something.
Yeah, so she's blocking the entire exit.
Yeah,
It's
she's
like,
just sitting there. And I'm like, what are you doing? I got to get her. I don't know whether you're going to go or not. So she sat there quite a while. I finally ended up going around her. I had to squeak through between her and the curb. It's like, okay, am I going to hit the curb here or what? And so, yeah, she just sits there at an angle. I finally got around her. Now, the addendum or the side order is Doug called me today, and I said, hey, I successfully ordered Taco Bell on the app.
Well, and you guys celebrated over the phone?
Yeah.
To mark the occasion?
yeah, I didn't know he was even at the Taco Bell. I just called him for something else, and he said that. I was like, well, okay.
I said, it says Ashland Avenue in Morton. I placed my order, and I got up there. They handed me a bag. I sat on my seat and started driving away. I told Doug, I said, success. I got it.
Too bad
I
it
got
was
a bag. I hung up. That's where I left it.
Well,
so I'm
no,
like,
that wasn't quite it.
Oh.
Because,
Too bad it was the wrong bag.
well, he said like, well, is it the right order? I said, well, this is a McDonald's. Taco Bell doesn't screw it up. So I go to the park and sit to eat my lunch. I open the bag. I had ordered a chicken quesadilla. There were 2 steak quesadillas.
oh,
in
no. Somebody is furious right now. Because if you order chicken and you get steak, it's kind of like, oh, I got a little bump.
I got 2
if
of
you
them.
If you order 2 steak quesadillas and you open up, you get a chicken.
You get one chicken. Yeah.
I'd be furious.
So somebody else is complaining about that right now. But so I call that kind of a win.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
For
your
you.
reward
Yeah.
for all the trials and tribulations of the app.
yeah, because I was already at the park. I'm not driving back to give them their stupid steak
No.
quesadillas.
Oh, no.
So, and the thing is, with 2 in there, it didn't feel any different than, 1 quesadilla because they're flat and there's not much weight to
Well,
them.
to be honest, if you order through the drive-thru and they hand you a bag or throw it at you, I'm going.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm out.
I'm just assuming. Well, if I'm at McDonald's, I'm assuming it's wrong. If I'm at Taco Bell,
But either way, I'm just assuming.
I usually assume it's right at Taco Bell, and they usually do a good job. But I don't know. 2 steak quesadillas.
I will say with Taco Bell, we ordered online a couple weeks ago, and my wife had just did the option to pick up in the store. So I went in
Online or in the app?
I don't know. I think it was online.
Okay.
I think it was just there through a web browser. So I go in to pick it up, and I could see our boxes sitting there. So I got the boxes, and I was waiting on the drinks. But no one was at the register. Everyone was working at the drive-thru.
Oh, of course.
So I stood there. I mean, in like maybe 5 minutes went by. I was like, excuse me?
You should have just walked back there and got your cup.
Well, it was just out of reach. Like I couldn't. I mean, I was like, excuse me. So finally, one guy, I got his attention, but then he gave me the finger. He was like, wait, not that big. Yes.
Wow.
He's angry about those cups.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
And then I returned him 2 fingers. No, so it's like he gave me the wait signal. The index is like, hold on 1 second. I was like, okay.
Then he handed some other guy his cups.
Yeah, he got behind me. But I waited again for like 5 minutes. Like, just give me my 2 cups, and I will be on the way.
Man.
That's all I need. Just set the cups out with the boxes.
No.
It was too complicated.
Can't happen.
Yeah, that's irritating.
It's like, just give me my cups.
See, I started just taking a bell with me, and I set it on the counter, and it's like, ding, 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 ding. Just keep ringing it till they come up there. It's like a ring for service bell. I just keep it in my pocket. I pull it out, ring it.
It's not a bad idea.
I have an app for that. It's an app, a bell app.
Well, good luck.
It rings the store in East Peoria when I tap
What
on
is
it.
that ringing? Oh, man.
What's that ringing noise?
This did trigger. I do have a real quick gripe about McDonald's. I went there over the weekend
Is it
just to
about
get
not having tea?
just to get an iced tea, and I was already in a bad mood for doesn't matter why. It was just it
Many
wasn't a great day.
reasons.
What?
So I went in there, which really, if you're in a bad mood, you shouldn't go to McDonald's because it's not going to go well. So I walk up, some punk kid, smarmy guy.
We've encountered him before.
Ugh. I said, can I get a large drink? They gave it to me. I go over, flip the unsweet tea, put some of it in there. Great. Perfect. Go to put a little bit of sweet tea in there. Nothing.
I laugh. It happens to him all the time.
So I go back up and I give the kid I said, excuse me. And he kind of glances and I'm showing him the half cup and he's like, so he comes over irritated already that he's got to talk to me. I said, yeah, can you just fill this up with sweet tea? There's not unsweet tea out there. I said, no, this is unsweet. I just want a little sweet tea. Well, there's not sweet tea out there. I said, do you think if there was sweet tea out here, I would be here asking you to put more in it? Why would I do that? He just grabbed it and went over and filled it. And then I said, thank you. He's like, welcome. But I'm like, what? Yeah, you know what? I can't wait to talk to some disgruntled punk 17-year-old who hates his job and doesn't even want to be here. No, I try to do everything as possible to not deal with you. Why would I take? Yeah. I'm out of tea. Really? No. Come and check. Next time I'm just going to bring the whole thing up there, slam it on the countertop. Yeah. It's empty. Again.
I think you just need to bring your own tea and throw it in there. Because every time we go there, one of the two is empty. Every time. So, anyway, I called a win at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You know, and that is probably top grade A sirloin steak in those quesadillas.
It probably is.
Oh, yeah. That's top shelf.
Probably is. All right. Do you have anything else?
Nope, that was it.
All right.
He died like a king.
Taco Bell King. Yes. The Burger King.
All right. Well, let's get into some bathroom talk. Greg's favorite subject.
Potty talk?
Potty talk. We're going to be potty mouthing about this. No, what started this whole thing is my son just recently moved to another city, and him and his roommate, they got a house, and so we went down, saw the house, took my son out during Father's Day. I don't know how come on Father's Day I took my son out and I bought everybody's meal, but somehow that's how that worked.
Funny how that happened.
Yeah. But anyway, while they were showing us around, and in the bathroom, I noticed, I was like, what? They have a bidet, but it's like the add-on. So it's not a separate thing. It's part, like they added it on. And I was like, you guys got a bidet? Yeah. I'm like, okay. I've never used a bidet.
No, I haven't either.
So I don't know how, I'm assuming maybe, I would love it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like I would, but that's me.
I feel like everything's going to be wet afterwards.
Yeah. Well, at least my understanding, that's how it works. Everything would be wet, right?
Well, yeah.
So I have used a bidet, so I could probably comment on this.
Metropolitan Mike.
Highfalutin.
Yes. My pinky is up right now.
Oh, I thought you meant when you were using the bidet.
Oh yeah, of course. Naturally.
You had to put up your minimus. Oh.
Yeah, yes. But it was an experience.
Yeah.
Probably not one that I would like to replicate.
Where was this at?
We were visiting some friends, and they also have a bidet.
Oh, they do.
But this one was like, I don't think this was an add-on. I mean, I think the whole setup was like included.
Was it like an auto car wash? Did it have the brushes and spin around? And you get the nose pot rinse when you're done?
The bathroom attendant blasts you first to get the bugs. All right.
Rinse.
Come on. The little light comes on.
All right, stop. All right, put it neutral.
Then when you're done, you walk through the dryers. And about blowing you through
some guy slapping you in the rear end with a towel a bunch of times. Blah, 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 blah. Woo! That was quite the experience.
Yeah, not quite that level, but I'm sure those are out there maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used it because I was peer pressured into it. They made
following the bathroom. Use it, Mike. Use it.
The bidet hood.
Do it. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's using the bidet.
That was it. That was it.
Toilet.
I'd be like, stop. I'm done. Well, I'm definitely not going to use it now that you're pressuring me. Maybe if no one known and I would have come in here, I might would have tried it, but not now. Because then they're going, what'd you think? What do you mean what I think? I got blasted in the butt with a bunch of water. That was great.
Yeah, I mean that was about it. So
Like if I went down a water slide with no suit on. Oh, that was fun.
I will say though, I felt clean afterward. It did the job.
It did the job. Well, my question
Did they give you
was,
like a little powder poof at the end or anything?
Not this one. See, I didn't go with the platinum package, so I didn't get that.
You went with the $10.
See, they got,
Yeah.
see, I picture they got like the little plug-in air compressor next to it. You 120 psi blowing through there to dry you off. But my question was, do you have to? Looking at theirs, like, again, it was kind of fancy. It had a bunch of buttons and like heated and cold and all this stuff that on both sides of the
Somebody's
toilet.
in the bathroom way too long.
But well, my
Yeah.
thing is, do you have to calibrate you, or how does it?
I didn't
everybody.
I didn't do anything, so I went for it and it worked. That's all I know.
I would assume not everybody's
Positioning.
bits and pieces are going to line up exactly right. Some are going to be more one way or the other, and so how
Some might even have a bonus.
they might get shot right in the bonus with that, and then you'll find out here in a minute what that means. But still, I mean, don't you kind of have to?
Maybe you have to do the adjusting.
That's what I
Slide
was saying.
forward. See, that's if
Well,
they had the
but that's-
light, like the car wash, you would know where
You
to
would.
stop. It would like have a laser that's checking where you're.
If you go too far, it goes, oh, wait, back up. There you are. Right there. Stop. I feel like I'm a bombardier on a B-24 Liberator coming through. It's like, all right, we got it. But you have to hit the button, and you're going to take a chance on it not being lined up right at first, right?
It's laser alignment.
I don't know. I went for it and it worked for me. So I don't know.
Is it a stream or like a mist?
No, it was a stream. It was a stream, all right.
Can you select it? Can you select, like, I like the stream? I like a few, maybe pulsing.
Well, they had a knob, but it may as well have been a foreign language to me. I just didn't know what to do, so I just left it at the settings that were there before.
So whoever was there before, what they enjoyed, you got to experience.
I got
that.
the same experience.
Nice. All right. Well, I was curious because I'm like, how does this? I did not use it. I'm like, I don't know. How does this work, or why are you using it? I guess, but okay.
It was nice.
I'm just uncouth.
Use it while standing. It hits you in the face.
Oh. Well, I thought it was.
That was a drinking fountain. I wash my mouth out after I'm done brushing my teeth.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
I did enjoy the convenience of the mobile app, though. I went through ahead of time.
Oh, there was a mobile app? See, mine would be in another city watching someone else.
Some other guy sitting on the toilet going, what the heck? So, anyway, I was just curious about like that. Do you just sit down and you just run and it's fine, or do I need to make adjustments if I use it?
I think maybe
I'm scared to use it. I'll be honest.
In my case, I think I got lucky. I think everything just lined up and it worked. So I think you could probably adjust. Like there were on both sides there were knobs. It's like you could change stuff, but
you have the standard butthole, not the specialized.
Right. I got
No.
the average Joe. I think is what they call that.
It was like the old haircut thing. You look up there, you got to pick the one that's closest to you. Like, I'm the average Joe, I'm a little more Big Bob, I think, than going to go in that direction. Oh my gosh! All right, so I'm going to get I found when I was looking up bidets, it came up with some bathroom etiquette. I'll just touch on that a little bit, but do you guys have any just off the top of your head? Here's one thing that I'm going to give you everybody a little bit of knowledge right here. If you go to somebody's house, especially for the first time, this is more like if you're dating or say you're married, you go to your in-laws for the first time, do yourself a favor. When you first get there, not like immediately, but fairly quick, go up and check out the bathroom situation in case I always do scout it out in case there's an emergency. Cause the worst thing to happen is to be somewhere and you get that moment of urgency hit you and you don't know what the bathroom situation is like. I go up, I hit the flush button without it, just watch it. Does it go down good? Does it like hesitate? You're like, oh, this would be bad. If I have a stomach ache, I'm going to have to go to the
It seems
gas
like a
station.
partial clog in this one.
Yeah. Like, some of them, you get the, like, oh, that would suck down, 12 golf balls. That'd be good. Other ones, you're like, I think belly button lint would clog this toilet. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is not good.
And did it work with just a single push, or do you got to hold it in?
Yeah.
Because some of them you got to hold the lever down.
Yes, you do. And then does it come up just a little bit, or does it one of those that come way up? You're like, ooh, that's a lot of water coming back in here. I think you need to judge that. You need to get some kind of a guide, if you will.
Checklist.
When you check, you go to an away toilet. You want that home game. You like the home field advantage.
Yeah.
So if you go
Here's
to
your 10-point checklist.
Yeah, Greg's checklist for.
Well, every
Bathroom
toilet's got its
fairness.
own little intricacies. You got to kind of figure out what's happening. So
The
I don't know.
12-point inspection.
12 point. That's just my own knowledge, my own thing that I will do if I go to.
You take it back and hand it to the homeowner with the things that need checking.
I have a little stamp that says Doug approved. I just step it on the top. Like,
We
all
noticed
right.
there was a little bit of slop in the lever. You need to have that.
Yeah,
a little-
that's in the yellow, but
Yeah.
everything else is in green.
Everything's
I had to
green.
jingle the handle a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
I'll be back in 3 months to check it again.
You put a sticker on there, service in
Oh, my God.
3,000.
poops.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
All right,
my
did you
God.
guys have anything at all with you?
Well, yeah.
you kind of.
So if you're in the bathroom, in the men's room, the urinal rule is universal. You never,
It should be.
ever,
These are unwritten men's rules that
Yeah.
every man should know.
you never take the urinal right next to somebody.
No.
Or even, you always go to the ends first. Those are your first
Yes.
options.
And preferably the end furthest away. That's
Yeah.
where you start.
Yes.
If that one's taken, then I'll go to the end closest.
Yep. So that's one. And another thing, too, there are more offenders of this than I would like to think there would be, but no talking in the bathroom.
No.
There's no conversations occurring in the bathroom.
No. That was
I
one of the
hate
things
that.
they had here on this little. Another thing I would include in the phone conversation.
Yeah, no
I have ran into
phone
that a lot
conversations.
over the last month in a stall. And for some reason, the guy in the stall will be on the phone, and the phone is on speaker. I'm hearing both
Oh,
sides of the
no.
conversation, and it's echoing.
That's
it's like,
when you go into the stall next to him and just
if I'm
let it
on
go.
the phone with somebody, if I'm on the phone with somebody and I hear the echo, I'm like, listen, are you in the bathroom? I'll let you go.
Toilet
There is
flush.
no conversation
Oh,
we're
that's
having that
gross.
I need to be talking to you while this is occurring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just finish up and call me back.
I feel gross if I would hear a toilet flush on the other end of the line. That's
do?
nasty.
I'm like, oh.
What are you doing? Get
Now,
off
what
the
do you
toilet.
do back to the urinal thing? If you got 5 urinals, 1, 3, and 5 are taken.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You go to the stall
That's what I was about to say.
That's
or
right.
you walk
Yeah.
out. I will pee my pants.
Yeah.
You don't take 2 or 4.
No.
So when would you ever use 2? If someone is in 5?
Me? Never. I've seen people walk in, all the urinals are free and somebody's at 2. You're like, what are you doing?
I guess like I said, if somebody was at 5,
somebody was-
I would go to 1.
Yeah,
So-
so you go the farthest away from the person.
When would you
as
ever
possible.
use 2 or 4? We can just take those out.
If 5 is broken, when they got like the do not use, you're like, oh, shoot.
I guess.
But the phone is awful. Another thing, and I see this at theater. They'll take their popcorn or their drink and sit
that's
it on the urinal. It's like
no,
on
no,
the top.
no.
Like, what are you doing? No food or drink in this bathroom.
No.
None.
If I saw that, and if I got popcorn for the movie, I would just dump it out. I would completely lost my appetite at that point.
It's gross. It's gross. I've seen that multiple times.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. So another thing is no dawdling, no dilly dallying. You get in, you do what you got to do. You hit the sink, and you leave. And yes, wash your hands. I know some people.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
didn't pee
I
on my
see.
hands. Just wash them. Wash your hands.
I see that all the time. It's like, wash them.
I was at a gas station or the bathroom at Kroger's. I won't say what town, but
Is it a local one?
it's a local Kroger's. A guy came in wearing a fire EMS uniform, like he was the rescue squad was there. There was 2 of them in there walking around. They must have been on a call or something. He came in. use the bathroom, the stall, not the urinal, flushed, walk straight out. I'm like, dude, I'm not calling. If I'm in this town, I'm not calling 911 now. I can't.
I don't know if we got time for this, but I can tell a quick horror story. My worst ever bathroom experience, if you guys want to hear it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let her rip.
We were on a high school band competition trip. We were in Indianapolis for nationals.
Uh-huh.
So we went to, I think it was Ryan's, the buffet
Oh, yeah.
place. We went there. It's already a buffet, so that's the first strike against the place.
Rookie move on the road.
Yeah. Well, and it wasn't our, I mean, it was the band.
Yeah.
The whole band went to the buffet place. So I didn't necessarily want to be there. So I had to go to the bathroom, went to the bathroom. I am using a urinal. Somebody barges in. The door just flings open. The guy runs to the bathroom, just lets it all out. On his way out, he said, "Oof, I almost didn't make it." Without washing his hands, leaves the bathroom.
No.
And this was all in the time span of just me using the urinal. So not even 30 seconds. That whole sequence occurred. Yeah. And there was another band student in there with me. I think we were both just so disgusted. We had a mutual understanding between us that we're forever... You're bonded.
Scarred.
Yes, we were both bonded because we were both mutually scarred by
And you didn't even have to talk. You just looked and you knew.
Yeah. I will never, ever forget that moment. I almost didn't make it. To the buffet, this man goes out without washing his hands again.
I think another thing people need to utilize is the courtesy flush. If you're in there, look, everybody's had problems. You go in, but if you're filling up the toilet, or if you're at somebody's house, and sometimes a little bit of toilet paper won't get the job done, but don't just fill it up and then try to flush, 8 pounds of toilet paper. It's look,
make the flush.
It's embarrassing to have to flush a couple times, but I would much rather have that than to be all of a sudden, oh no, the water's not going down, and you're standing in there with a plunger, and I got to go call a plumber now because you clogged up the toilet. Just flush it a couple times.
Now, if you're sitting on the toilet and it's a strong one, and you reach back and hit the courtesy flush, it may feel like a bidet.
It may. A disgusting bidet. I don't even like to think about that, but yes, it may feel like that.
Do you check the toilet paper situation before you start your business?
Try to.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that happen?
You will get in bad trouble if you don't.
You don't want to run into the one square to spare.
No, you do not.
Well, have you ever gone into one of the stalls and it's got that giant roll of toilet paper? It's like a foot across.
But the actual toilet paper itself is 1/10
paper thin,
ply.
yeah.
They refill it with a fork truck.
Yeah.
They put the bowl on there.
Have you ever done that and you reach under there to grab the toilet paper and it's damp? And it's
oh
gosh.
How does it get damp up inside?
What's wet? Well, how is this wet?
It's not much worse than wet toilet paper. You're like, what? Yeah, that's bad. If you get wet toilet paper, you're kind of done.
Soggy. It's what do I do?
I think the question is,
Commando. We're done.
What did I do to deserve this? What have I done?
Yeah.
Try to slightly pull some out to hit a dry spot.
It's awful.
Another thing, there's no small talk with strangers either. I mean, I never go in. At most, maybe a tiny head nod. If I'm walking, I open the door and I almost run into somebody. I've done that. Sorry. But once you cross over, I don't even acknowledge other people.
You don't.
I pretend there's no one else in there. But
you don't look at people. You don't talk to people.
In my mind, I'm the only one in that bathroom now.
You walk straight in, head straight.
Yeah.
You go straight to your stall. Don't look around. Don't need you peeking around.
Yeah. Your head should be down.
Yeah.
Or straight ahead at worst.
Because very rarely do the urinals have the little stall walls. Some of them once in a while.
It's nice if they do. It helps protect you.
Although
from
I have
splatter.
been in a couple that somebody installed the stall walls, but they put it 1 inch outside of the urinal. I'm like, I got to undo your pants and get everything in firing position and then walk in because you can't handle anything once you're in there. You're like, Doc, I got nothing. This is terrible. You've got to leave some room. I mean, I'm not a huge guy, but I'm not a small guy. I'm like, man, if you're big at all, I don't know. You got to be shooting from 10 feet back.
And that's when the guy decides to use stall 2.
Yeah, right next to you.
Next to you.
Dude, come on.
Well, I have actually stopped using a urinal before because somebody walked up to
Midstream?
me.
That'll blow your bladder out.
Go to the
You
stall.
just stopped at midstream?
I have before.
Did you go to the next stall or did you just
Like,
leave?
in the stall. Well, no, I can't just leave. I mean, that's not
You
possible.
run to the
Oh, I thought you were like at the urinal. You're doing your business and
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
well, yeah, that's what I
pinch it
mean.
off and you're just like, all right.
Well,
done.
I'm not done, but I'm not continuing because somebody parked next to me.
Well, they're already in there though. At that point, it's like
I don't know. I've done it before. I
don't think I could just stop midstream.
don't know.
I mean, I could, but I think I would just go ahead and finish the job at that point. I don't know.
Well, in this particular case, I think I had just started there, and he just then chose to. I mean, if I was like 3/4 of the way done, I'm going to empty the tank, I suppose.
If there are any lady listeners left, I'm sure they're all like,
Oh, no, this is
terrible.
This is over. Yeah.
Well, we've talked before about back at the old Robertson Field House. You go to concerts
Oh,
there,
yeah,
and it was a trough
that's the
that you
worst.
pee in.
Why would anybody ever make that? And
Well,
one
it's
thing
like
if
a
it's
boys'
the,
locker
if it's
room,
the
too, so
trough
it's
that's
like-
mounted on the wall.
No, this thing was just.
But if it's the one where you can line up on both sides, like that's
Yeah.
my biggest nightmare. You talk about that's I don't like it when somebody stands in the urinal next to me. You stand there looking at some dude, and you're both got your junk in your hand, and going to the pound. Like, how you doing?
I just don't go.
Nope.
I'll find
Well,
somewhere
you get the
else.
big gulp, and you go under the bleachers.
Yeah, I'll go out the bushes.
I'll take my chances on getting
Well,
a
I've been to
ticket for
both
indecent
type.
exposure.
I don't remember whether Bradley was the trough that was like a long above, raised trough, or whether have you ever been on those that are just like the vent in the ground? It's like a grate.
No, I
don't think I've been on that.
Yeah,
one.
there's one that's just like.
Are you sure it was the bathroom, or did you just find it?
I'm
This
not
is the
seeing
weirdest
that.
urinal I've ever seen. It's just a drain.
on the corner of the curb? No, it was
outdoor
a grate.
urinal.
It was
Storm sewer. Pennywise the clown is like,
I
no,
was gonna say,
stop.
yeah. Take that, Pennywise.
no. There's I've been on great ones,
All right.
not great ones.
No. Great, but not great.
Oh, jeez.
This one is probably for the ladies. So it says not volunteering. This was another etiquette thing. They says you should never volunteer to join your friend in the bathroom, but we're not doing it. In fact, I won't go to the bathroom. If I have to go and I go to stand up and Greg gets up and goes first to the bathroom, I'm like, well, I hope he gets back quick because I have to go really bad.
I usually say, Doug, you want to go?
Yeah. Sure.
We're gonna go check our makeup.
Another thing they said, and this I think has to do more with the doors that will, if you turn the lock and it'll say occupied. But they said don't grab the handle and pull on it a bunch of. It says occupied. If somebody didn't just flip that and if it says occupied, I don't even touch that door. I'm like no, we're done. Or start knocking. It's like, dude, I'm in here, occupado.
But on the other hand, have you gone in ones that don't have the occupied?
Yeah, you
and
kinda have
you
to
can't
check.
tell if there's any feet under there or not. So then you got that timid thing where you walk up and it's like,
Well, that's where you're hoping they locked it.
Yeah.
Come- oh, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like, dude, lock the door. You got to lock that door.
yes, you do.
I don't know. Did you have something, Mike? I didn't.
No.
Okay.
I prefer deadbolts.
All right. Well, that article linked me to one. This is bathroom etiquette around the world. So just a few little things here to kind of clean this up, so to speak. It said in London and Paris and Amsterdam and other cities in Europe, it said it's very common that you have to pay to use a public bathroom. They make you pay for it. So it said sometimes it'll even appear free, but there is a cost. Sometimes they'll let you go, but you have to pay for toilet paper. It'd be like, that I would need to know up front. That's kind of
Yes.
bad. I'd rather pay up front than to go and it's like, oh, you got to pay for toilet paper. It's like, well, now what? I don't have any money.
Swipe your debit card.
You're going to be swiping something. It's terrible. And then, so sometimes they'll put attendants in there too. That's another thing.
Yeah,
Bathroom
that's
attendant.
weird.
I don't want to go to a bathroom with a,
Why would you?
what is he doing in there for you?
I don't think I've ever been in one.
I don't
with
think
an
I have
attendant.
either.
I was like, can you imagine that job?
No.
Attend this bathroom.
I just sit in the bathroom all the time, giving people mints and paper towels.
Yeah. No, I have never been in one.
But says
I'm
they'll have
not
a tip jar
highfalutin
in
enough.
those.
How was your service today, sir?
Yep. And I do know that this is in a lot of foreign. This is Thailand, Taiwan, and there's other. I know people that have traveled, and they're the squat potties. So there's not, you're just squatting over the hole, which they say is supposed to be healthier for you. It will probably keep people off their phone while they're going to the bathroom.
It's bad if you lose your balance.
A little harder to go to the bathroom. It was also in here too. It said in China and Korea, and there's some other countries too. There's a few in Europe, I think, but it says bring your own toilet paper. They don't supply toilet. You have to. I'm like, I don't want to walk around.
BYOTP.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's exactly what they put.
I'll bring my Costco 30 pack with me.
That's right.
Well, you want to be prepared. You never
Throw
know.
that. Yeah, grab that roll of toilet paper. That's
Sell
not
it to
discreet at
people that
all.
didn't bring theirs.
Yeah.
Would you excuse me for a minute? And then I reach down and grab my roll of toilet paper and take off to the bathroom. Where's Doug going? It's like
I just got one mounted to my belt. It's like one of those chainers. I can just go.
nice. It also said that some countries they don't flush. It says the worst thing you can possibly do in a public bathroom is to cause a blockage, and some countries have systems that can't break down toilet paper, so they won't. You can't flush toilet paper. They have a bin. I'm like, oh,
I bet that's a stinky bin.
oh, that's got to be terrible. That's got to be. How's that to be the janitor?
I wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't either, but somebody's got to. Like, that would be awful. You're throwing the toilet paper in a bin. And then, of course, they said bidet is real popular in many countries all around the world. And one person wrote, too, if you go to Japan, they have, they're known for cleanliness and clean toilets and stuff. But they said part of the problem, they've gone into bathrooms and you can't figure out, kind of like what you said, couldn't figure out the toilet. There's a ton of buttons and levers. He's like, I don't know what to do with this.
I'm flying. It's like you're a commercial airline pilot. You flip up the first lever. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Puts on a nice
you don't want a
Carnauba.
problem in there.
Puts a nice Carnauba wax on you.
Oh my gosh.
Little buffer comes out. I got the detail. Armor all.
Yeah.
Shiny.
Oh, shiny hiney. Give you the shiny hiney.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's all I had. Did you have anything else?
You don't want to know what it does with the tree air freshener.
No, my goodness. All right. Well, this over in the UK, there is a charity set up. It's Joe's Cervical Cancer Trust, and they raise money for.
I don't even want to talk about this story.
Too late. For cervical cancer, but they had a big conference because they felt like they needed to be more inclusive with some of their language, because I don't know, I guess people were confused. I don't know what's happening, but they wanted to be less offensive. I was more confused after they got done trying to be less offensive. So what they wanted to quit using the term the vagina. Now it's going to be the V from
the
now
V
on.
word.
The V. So they came up with some replacements. They said it was going to be replaced by, they had one of two words that they're going to start using. The front hole, or my personal favorite.
I think that's my belly button.
The bonus hole. How is that less offensive than the V? Like, your bonus hole? Listen,
That sounds awful.
It does. I admit, I am completely ignorant when it comes to anatomy, my own, and then a woman's anatomy. I'm really lost. I have no clue what's going on there. But I think front hole is a little off. I don't think it's in the front necessarily. Yeah. I could be wrong.
Well, that's what I said. You got a belly button. That's a front hole.
But the bonus hole? Who came up with that one? Oh, yeah. Using the correct language and referring, they have a bunch of things here they want to try to do to be less offensive. So the bonus hole. Terms bonus hole and front hole are both listed as an alternative word for the V. So, yeah, good luck with that, gentlemen. So if you go and your wife comes back from the OBGYN and it's like, how is the bonus hole doing? I think if I said that to my wife, I would probably be getting, at the very least, smacked in the head. You might get divorced if you start calling it that. Because it's like, what is bonus hole? Bonus for what? What is it?
Let's say, did they consult anybody? Anybody?
I don't think so.
Did they ask a single person, hey, you know what? We've got a great idea. We've got a great word we think are going to, these words are going to be very inclusive.
Well, I'd like to be the doctor and they come in, hey, doc, I'm having a problem with my bonus hole. You're like, open your mouth? I guess. What is this? What are you doing? Looking in the ears. I don't know what the bonus hole is. You got an extra hole that people don't have?
Pretty soon this is going to be taught in biology class. All right, class.
Is there extra points for that one?
I don't know. I'm going to give you credit because you said they're going to shorten it to just the B hole, but we've already got a B hole.
That's
B
not
hole
confusing
1
at
and B
all.
hole 2. It's like bonus hole.
B1 and B2.
Gosh.
This is terrible. Yeah, so you got to get that bidet lined up just right too, because you don't want
Well, you just have bonus on it.
bonus or so the original B hole is not a bonus. That's just your normal.
Yes, that's the normal.
Yeah.
So do they call the men's anatomy anything different?
I don't think so. Could be wrong on that.
It's an extra. You got an extra part. Oh my goodness. A mini appendage. Oh,
It's just bonus.
it's a bonus. It's a bonus finger. I've got one bonus finger. This is terrible.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
know. Anyway, I don't want to beat this to death, but when I heard this, I was like, you have got to be bonus hole. Okay. Yeah, that's way less offensive.
Did they ask anybody? Did they get anyone else's opinion other than their own? Were they?
I would
workshopped
almost put money that a man came up with this. It's got to be.
this? Yeah.
You didn't get the survey, Mike?
No, I missed the survey on this. That is awful, though. That's just terrible.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter, a woman, put on there and put, they're playing upset women bingo. We don't have a bonus hole. It says, we don't want to be considered with reference to our holes in the first place.
Great point. I think that's
Maybe it's
spot
a
on.
2-holer or a 1-holer. I'm getting back to the bathroom.
Well, then pretty
I'm a
soon,
1-hole.
pretty soon after a
My
while,
wife's a 2-hole.
you're going to start. People think you're talking about golf or something. It's like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah. Oh, I eagled. How'd you do? I never got out of the rough. It was just terrible. Right in the sand pit. Right in the sand trap. That's it. All right. Well, on that note, I'm out. Anything else before we move on to stupid criminals? All right. Well, first we've got several of these. So the first one I've got is a man got into a heated argument over his roommate. And he actually shot his roommate because his roommate ate the last of something. What would you shoot somebody over if they ate the last of?
Nothing. Maybe a Reese's pumpkin or egg.
Yeah. If it was a fresh one.
Yeah.
Well, what his roommate did was he ate the last Hot Pocket. And that was a bridge too far. And they got into a fight. So it says here the alleged victim, or not the alleged victim, but the alleged assaultant was 64. The male victim got into an argument, When he went in and ate the last Hot Pocket, he began throwing tiles at him, which I don't know. I don't think ceiling tiles or like floor tiles. I don't know. It just says tiles. He said he then attempted to fight back. He said, I was going to beat his ASS. So that's what the victim said.
Oh, the bonus?
The bonus. The original. The OG. The OG hole. I guess I could work on OG hole. Could be a bunch of ways. Oh, goodness. That made me laugh a little too much there. But it said after that, when he attacked the 64-year-old man, the man then retrieved his handgun from inside the house.
Oh, jeez.
And yelled and chased him outside. The other guy was yelling, "Don't shoot!" But he said it shot him in the OG while he was trying to leave. The police came, and then they ended up arresting the man and charging him with felony assault. And he's being held in the county jail in lieu of $75 bond. But yeah, so I would not shoot somebody over a Hot Pocket.
No.
That's maybe if they were trying to make you eat the Hot Pocket.
I was going to say,
Force it down your throat.
when was the last time I even had a Hot Pocket? I don't even remember.
Years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not good. All right. Mike, are you going to take us to, is it Florida?
We're going. You'd think Florida, but no, we're going to Minnesota here.
All right.
So I've got another food story here. This one is a Minnesota man using Skittles on an unprovoked attack on patrons and employees at a restaurant. So it says a Minnesota man is behind bars following his unprovoked Skittles attack on restaurant patrons and employees. So they had found that Tristan Statina, who was only 19, and he's got some lovely face art tattoos for being 19 years old. He looks young.
He doesn't have Skittles on his face.
No, surprisingly not. He at least needs a little rainbow, right? Taste the rainbow?
You would think so.
So it says he walked into an eatery Friday afternoon and began throwing Skittles at employees and customers. And I love the description. This just seems in my head so much more dramatic than probably what actually went down. But a woman who was identified as victim 1 told police that she was hit in the back with a Skittle, which caused a stinging pain.
I picture
She's
her
down.
running and getting smacked in the back and throwing her head back and falling into the tables.
Yeah.
I've been hit! Medic!
The cops come in and start throwing Starburst back at him.
Yeah, just imagine. Oh, it was a red one. So, yeah, so we've got people down. Skittles are raining everywhere. It does say, upon arriving at the restaurant, a cop noticed Skittles all over the ground and a bag of Skittles near the garbage. So he couldn't even properly dispose of the assault weapon. He couldn't even dispose of the bag. He left evidence. The Skittles on the ground are like shells, like spent shells.
There's like red and yellow and green on the windows where
Yeah. Like paintball splatter almost. Yeah, so they identified him with the tattoos on his face.
There's a shocker.
Yeah. So he had been twice previously arrested. So after
Once for sweet tarts.
yeah. I like the Starburst in there too,
Milk duds.
So anyway, yeah, he had. They located him and he attempted to break away from the officers as they were trying to place him in handcuffs. So eventually he was caught and subdued. It said that he was charged with misdemeanor assault for the Skittles rampage. He is also facing a misdemeanor disorderly conduct on resisting police counts.
How do you feel about... I'm sorry, I'm going to break in for just a second. But... Oh, wow. I swallowed the wrong way. How do you feel about people getting charged with assault when they just throw food at somebody? I think that's cheapening the term assault somewhat, don't you?
It could be.
I mean, I think back to
What
like the
should they
Andy
be
Griffith
charged
show. What
with?
do you just said? No, set them down. Now you need to work this out. Should you
Sheriff
get charged
Taylor
at all?
walks in.
Do you get charged just because you threw? Because I saw several of these stories.
But if this punk kid came into McDonald's and started throwing Skittles at you,
I'm not saying it. Well, then you should be allowed to punch him in the mouth.
well, that would be okay.
Well, again, this whole thing just seems way too over dramatized. You know, I'm imagining police responding. You know, the crime scene.
SWAT teams out there.
The ambulance. They're loading up the one victim in an ambulance because she was hit. You know, in the back.
Triage set up, bringing people in. But there was a story, and it was a man was charged with assault because he threw a sandwich at his girlfriend and hit her in the head.
Yeah.
And then there was a man also here that threw his steak, which I thought, man, throwing a steak, you got to be pretty. I'd have to be pretty mad to throw my steak at somebody because I'm going to eat the steak. Yeah. Again, I don't feel it's assault worthy. It's like
you think there needs to be like a lesser.
I feel like if it doesn't leave a mark or anything, if I get there and I can't tell that you've been assaulted, quote unquote, with the food other than you've got grease or something on you, I'm like
maybe disorderly conduct. Because I mean, let's say you got
that's fine. I'm just saying assault seems there, and when I hear somebody charged with assault, I'm thinking, all right, there was a physical altercation where there was, you know, hitting and beating, and there's somebody's in the hospital.
Well, I think it'd be one thing too, like if this guy had modified some pellet gun or something and was using
Skittles out.
Yeah, I mean that I think would be one thing.
My Skittle shooter.
Yeah, but he's just. I mean, they probably hurt. I'm not gonna lie. It probably stung.
I just feel like we throw assault around an awful lot when it probably, like you said, disorderly conduct or disturbing the peace or something like that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's true. I
sorry, I didn't mean to get us off.
I was going to say, here's the real kicker of the story. He had been previously arrested for possession of LSD.
What?
Marijuana. So, yeah, shocker.
This wasn't his first arrest.
So, anyway, Skittles
he had
assault.
Laced Skittles.
What's that?
Did he have laced Skittles?
Might have been. I don't know. But we've had a lot of food stories with student criminals. And,
well, what is it with Skittles? I mean, I read this week where Harry Styles, at one of his shows, somebody pegged him with Skittles while he was on stage.
I don't know.
It even says he was visibly scathed and shocked by the hard sweets.
Now that's funny.
The move prompted his bandmate, Paul Lovejoy, to address fans on Instagram live after the show. H came through, confirming his eye is okay.
He made it.
But do me a favor.
Pulled through.
Don't throw Skittles on stage.
Well, now I just want to go to the concert and just whip Skittles around.
Well, what is it? What is it with Skittles?
I don't know. Maybe because they're small and hard.
Yeah, you can read.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he got hit in the eye.
Well, maybe see, like that, then maybe it was assault. If it was something where you could physically. I'm just saying some of these where some guy just kind of flipped a sandwich at somebody and it hits him. It's like it's bread.
Yeah. I guess there's been a slew of people throwing things at artists on stage. Some gal singer, BB Rexa, I think, got hit in the head with a cell phone.
Yeah, I did
she
see
needs
that.
she had to have stitches.
A cell phone that could be assault.
I'm imagining, who'd you say that was? Harry Styles?
This was Harry Styles with Skittles.
His bandmate, he's posting from the hospital, a live look at him in the recovery, in the hospital bed. He pulled through. Yeah, he made it through. He got hit with the Skittle. He's doing well. He made it through the night.
That'll be his next song. Don't go throwing Skittles at me or something like that.
So I've got another story here. You guys know that saying, shooting yourself in the foot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So this might apply here, literally and figuratively. So it says this is from Not the Bee, a man in Illinois is facing felony charges after he shot himself in the leg while he was asleep and dreaming about an intruder. That's awful. That's that was very
assault on himself.
Unfortunate series of events. So,
did he say put him up first?
The man had told police he was a 62-year-old Chicago suburbanite. He had really vivid and realistic dreams. And to be fair, it says in the article, if I lived outside of Chicago, I'd probably have similar dreams. The guy was from Lake Barrington. He was charged about 2 months after the Lake County Sheriff's deputies were called to his home on April 10th on a report about a person with a gunshot wound. So deputies who had found the 62-year-old man with the wound had applied a tourniquet to the limb because he was losing a lot of blood, said the police. He had picked up a .357 Magnum, and he thought somebody was breaking into his house.
About blow your foot off, I would think.
Yeah. So he was dreaming about somebody robbing him and had the wherewithal in his dream to actually grab a gun. His Magnum and ended up shooting himself in the leg.
But in his dream, did he shoot his foot?
Well, I think that's where he woke up. He's like, "Oh, that was."
I picture him dreaming. He's got his leg up in the air. Oh, it's an intruder.
I don't know.
Crazy.
That is crazy, and that's kind of scary. I mean, to have that actually line up like that, like somebody's robbing you, and you think you're being robbed, so you grab a gun in your dream, and it turns out you've actually grabbed your gun and you shot
That's
your
insane.
leg. So yeah, and that, I mean, a .357 Magnum, that packs a little punch.
That packs a little bit of a punch, exactly.
Yeah, it's not like some little 9mm or something.
No.
So anyway, yeah, talk about insult to injury.
What happened to your foot?
Holy cow.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a dream.
All right, well, I'm going to round this out. I got two other quick stories here about some stupid criminals. A man went into Target, stole an electric scooter, a bike, took it outside, and began to assemble it right out in front of the store.
Well, he needed to get away.
The police have dubbed him as the dumb criminal of the week, as he was caught right in front of the store after he did this. The scooter that he stole was $539. Went outside and began to assemble it. They called. The police came and just picked him right up. According to officials, drugs were found on the man, and he was taken to the jail and charged with petty theft and possession of drug paraphernalia. But maybe he was putting that together out there because sometimes you may want to exchange it. It may not be what you want, and he wants to go in and change it for a different bike.
Yeah,
to steal.
for a better scooter.
Yeah, maybe this one isn't. You're like, we've all been there. You get it. You're like, I'm not satisfied with this. I don't want to go all the way home and come back.
Well,
Let's
he
just
needed to
try
get it
out.
set up, and he probably needed to charge it, too, before he left. So he probably
sure he
plugged it into an outlet out there.
I'm sure he did. All right, and the last one, we have a real Don Juan for us. So, ladies, if you're looking for a man, this guy has got it. A woman came home around 4 a.m. from work, and before she went into the house, she went to her mailbox when she was approached by a man. Said they exchanged a few words, and then the man pulled out a gun, telling her he was going to break into her residence. She said, I don't have any money in the house, but I have $100 cash in the car I got from tips at work. So, boys then asked if she had a boyfriend.
Oh,
They're
my
pointing the gun at her. So, you seen anybody?
Oh my gosh.
Boyce revealed his name, and the woman said Boyce revealed what his name was, and had the woman add him on Facebook before he fled the scene on his bike. So he's a classic guy.
Loser.
He's a classic guy. Boyce later accepted the invite sent and sent messages to the woman. The victim didn't initially file a report with the police, but decided to after speaking with her boyfriend. Court documents detail that investigators were able to get a search warrant for conversations Boyce had with the woman via Facebook. So he said, come chill with me. I swear I'm not on that type of time. I don't know what he's talking about. It's kind of hard to understand that part, but
Ignore the part where I just robbed you
Yeah, basically.
at gunpoint, nonetheless.
Yeah. And it's reported to say he was quoted as saying, "You was too pretty to rob."
Oh my gosh.
At what point are you robbing the woman and think, "Wow, she's good looking. Hey, what are you doing Friday? Just so I happen to have a little bit of money. You want to go out to eat?"
My treat.
Yeah. On me. On the house.
But you know what? There's probably some woman's like, "I could fix him." No, you can't. No, put him in jail.
Don't do that.
Send him up. But that was that for me. I've got nothing else.
I like this one paragraph.
Oh,
it
go
says
ahead.
Damien was dangerous, though. Last week, he was arrested and charged in a separate robbery where he allegedly shot two people and hit someone in the head with a brick. It's unclear if he was romantically interested in any of them.
Maybe they rebuffed his.
They denied his Facebook request.
Yes. They said, "I don't want to add you as Facebook." Well,
On today's dating game, we've got Damien.
oh man. His turn-ons are
All right, if I robbed
bricks,
you,
guns, bicycles.
And robbery.
Skittles.
Yeah.
If I robbed you, well,
Dating, yeah. Would you add me on Facebook? If?
Oh man,
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
bad.
Well, I've got nothing else. You got anything else you need to wrap up?
nope, I think I'm
Mike?
good.
No. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Check us out on our social media feeds. If you like what you hear, hit that share button for us. And we hope you have a great week. And we hope you're tuning in 7 days. And until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.
Well, that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.